Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on 10 power 100 Karnataka. This is Tejas and I'm back with another economics video for all of you. I hope all of you have done your exams well and I hope that all of you are preparing well for your economics exam. So without further ado, let's begin with this video so that we cover as much as possible in this video, right? So basically what I'm covering for all of you is the numericals from all the model question papers. So ನೀವು ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು ನೀವು that a lot of questions have come from the model papers ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ what I thought would be good for all of you is that model question paper ನಲ್ಲಿರೋ questions ನ plus question bank ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ questions ನ numericals especially I have put everything together so that I will be able to cover them in this video. Okay, so ಇದೇ questions ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ I cannot guarantee. That's a disclaimer that I'm putting. But the idea is that if you practice these questions, there's a high chance that you might get these questions also, right? So if I were you, ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ questions practice ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, but at the same time I will also practice these questions so that a little bit more intensively, so that all of us will be ready for the examination without any problems, right? So let's get started. So ನೀವು papers, model question papers ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, if you observe the model question papers, you have questions from different sections alva. Students, you have questions from part A, part B, part C, part D and part E. Part A questions are your MCQs or 1 mark questions. Part B is your 2 marks, part 3 is your 4 marks, D is 6 and E is your practical oriented questions. So ee ella sections na if I take it into consideration, when I looked at your papers, it is very clear that you will get at least 12 to 17 marks from in all your papers came from numericals. Okay, ಈ numericals ಇಂದಾನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 12 to 17 marks ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. This is excluding part E. ಬರೀ ಈ 4 parts ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ you are getting almost 12 to 17 questions. Part E questions ನ include ಮಾಡಿದರೆ practical oriented questions, add another 10 marks, so you have around 22 to 27 marks that is coming for you from numericals. That's not a small number at all, right? So theory ಓದಕ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ ಅಂತ ಇರೋರು practical questions na if you practice, there's a high chance that you will get your marks easily, right? So that is my attempt right now to cover all the questions from the model papers so that you are equipped to do well in your numericals also. Okay, so theory na I hope you are focusing on and studying. So let's start this video very fast. Okay, so first ಏನು ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ 1 mark 2 mark 3 mark 6 1 mark 2 mark 3 4 and 6 ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ದೆನ್ ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಕವರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಥರೋ ವಿತ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್. So if I were you, I would keep a short book next to me and I would actually practice along with me so that you are prepared. Okay, so now let's look at this MCQ which is there in your first paper. This is very simple question, children. They have asked you to calculate total revenue. Total revenue anta keldaga you are automatically going to just multiply, right? So total revenue is nothing but 20 rupees price into quantity. So here it is 20 rupees into 40 books ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. So it is 800. So your option B is your correct answer. So that's your first MCQ question. ಈಗ ಇದು 2 mark question ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. They are asking you to find out the market supply when the supply curves of two producers are they have given you the equations and you are just supposed to substitute it. So how do you solve this? This is very simple. It is nothing but S1P plus S2P, right? So idanna you just have to add, children, ashte. So substitute na clear ag ಮಾಡಿ. It is P minus 15 plus P minus 20. So question al kottira the details na if you are able to add, it's nothing but the supply of the first producer and supply of the second producer. You just have to add P and P variables na add ಮಾಡಿ. You will get 2P and constants na add ಮಾಡಿ. They are having the same sign, so subtract ಮಾಡೋ necessity ಇರಲ್ಲ. You just have to add it, children. So it is nothing but 35. So your answer is 2P minus 35. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ 1 mark ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ and correct calculation ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you will get 1 mark. So that's how your marks will be distributed. Now let's move on to another question. Each question has come from your model question papers. So similarly, from your question bank in I have taken this question. Okay, so again very similar. You are supposed to find the market supply. So which is nothing but S1P plus second one. What is S1P? It is P minus 20. What is S2P? It is P minus 10. So idanna add ಮಾಡಿ. Again variables are same. So it is 2P. This is the same minus 30. So this is your answer. Okay. Very simple 2-mark questions, children. Okay, now let's look at your 4-mark question. They have given this question from consumer behavior. Basically, the question they have given you demand for goods at different price levels. Different price levels and demand for it is also given to you. They are asking you to calculate the market demand for the good. ಆ ಗುಡ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಡ್. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರೀತಾರದ ಈ ಟೇಬಲ್ನ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಡ್ರಾ ದ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್. ಈ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದ್ರ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅದ್ರ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ D1 plus D2. Okay, so now you just have to calculate. It is 10 plus 21, that is nothing but 31. 9 plus 19 is equal to 28 ashte. Okay, so like this 8 plus 17 is to 25 baratte. So adanna you just have to calculate and write. I am not doing the rest of the things, but I hope you got the logic here. The logic is simple. You are asked to calculate the market demand, and hence you are supposed to just add the demands that are given to you, D1 plus D2 ashte. Now next question, similar question which is there in your question bank, children. Same concept. Write the table again. Below market demand, don't forget to write the formula, that is D1 plus D2. 9 plus 24 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ 33 ಇದೆ. 8 plus 20 28. Use your calculators. Don't try to do it by your memory. You might make mistakes. Even we as adults also will make mistakes at times, no? So use your calculators so that you get accurate answers and you don't simply lose half mark unnecessarily. So this is one question which has come for 4 marks. Okay, let's look at another 4-mark question that is given to you, children. This question has come from the income and expenditure lesson. So idralli they are asking you to calculate the equilibrium levels of income, and if the investment expenditure increases, then how much will be the new equilibrium income anta they are asking you. So here you let's see what we should find. Essentially the thing that is given to you over here. So first you given na bariri, they have given you the consumption expenditure, right, which is nothing but the consumption function over here is 100 plus 0.8y, and they have also given you the investment expenditure which is nothing but 300. So this is the given information to you, right? Here you know that 100 is nothing but the autonomous consumption, that is irrespective of whatever be the consumption will always be there irrespective of the income. Even if the income is 0, that will always be 100 anta ide. Then you have the 0.8 which is nothing but your MPC, right? So now let's calculate this question. So what are they asking you to write? They are asking you to calculate the equilibrium level of your income, which is nothing but, which is represented with y is equal to c plus 1 anta barkoli, c plus I anta you will write. Okay, so now what is we need to calculate this. Substitute these values accordingly. This is your C plus your investment, which is 300. So illi just calculate all the constants here. 100 plus 300 is 400. Y is equal to 100 plus 300 is equal to 400 plus 0.8 y. So iga y iradneella one side tagond bani. This is 1y. This is understood. There's no number before y, means it is 1 alva. So you'll put 1y is equal minus 1y minus 0.8y is equal to 400. What is this? It is nothing but 0.2y is equal to 400. So y is equal to 400 by 0.2. So if you remove the decimals, it is nothing but 2000. So your answer is 2000. This is your A answer. Okay. Now B, they are asking you to say that if the investment increases to 400, so C value remains the same, that is 100 plus 0.8y. This remains the same. I here will change to 400. Okay. So now how do you do this? Again, y is equal to C plus I. Y is equal to C is nothing but 100 plus 0.8y plus your investment expenditure is 400. So write it as it is. So now add the constants. Y is equal to 400 plus 300 is 500 plus 0.8y. So now y minus 0.8y, 0.8 will come this side, is equal to 500 anta bariri. This is nothing but 0.2y is equal to 500. Y is equal to 500 upon 0.2. So if you remove this, it will be 2500. Okay, so that is your answer for this question. Simple, right? So idake please remember the formula and please substitute the numbers correctly, and ಎಲ್ಲಿ LHS RHS has to be equal ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ you should be careful. Okay, so that is the simple thing that you should follow. Let's do another question now, which is your 6-mark question. Now, before solving the 6-mark question, I would request all of you to remember a simple way. I'm going to teach you a simple way to remember the formula for this, because that is what will help you answer this question very well, right? So in National Income Accounting chapter alli, there are so many numericals that you get, or so many formulas that you get. And how to remember this formula, sir, Anta, if you ask, I am going to tell you a simple thing. Before you read this question, in your answer paper, just make a note of this. GDP at market price will be most of the times given to you. Okay, GDP at market price na ikkade barkoli, ikkade ನೀವು net national product at market price na barkoli ikkade. Okay, then write GNP at market price, then you write NDP at market price. Basically these are the 4 possible combinations alva. That's what we are supposed to focus on, right? So whenever you get anything at market price, your first logic is you need to look at depreciation over here. Depreciation I will subtract. Okay, this anyway nothing to worry. This I will come back to you. ಈ net domestic product ಮತ್ತೆ net national product at market price ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ, remember you are always supposed to subtract depreciation. So subtract depreciation. Okay, this is your first thing. Now from what should you subtract is your question andre. Then you will always subtract it from the correct numbers that you are supposed to be subtracting it from. So for example, NDP at market price will be subtracted from GDP at market price. Similarly, NNP at market price will be subtracted from GNP at market price. Simple, alva? So this is how you remember. If you are able to remember these small techniques, alva, then a large portion of your questions will be clear. ನಿಮಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 formulas ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ you are always subtracting the depreciation from the corresponding gross domestic or the gross national product. Now you will ask me, what about this, sir? GNP at market price na heng kandidiyodu? This is the only thing where you will be adding your income from abroad. That is your net factor income from abroad. NFIA na you will add. To what will you apply add anta helidre? You will add it with your GDP at market price, whatever is given to you in the question. Adr jotege you will add your net factor income from abroad. This is the only thing. GNP at market price is the only thing where you will be doing addition. Baki everything you will not be doing addition. You will always subtract either depreciation athwa one more thing that I will tell you, which is your factor cost formulas. Okay, now let's look at the factor cost formulas. Again, you will have P at factor cost, you will have GNP at factor cost, you have NDP at factor cost, and you have NNP at factor cost. Like I said, ಇದೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ನೆಟ್ ಇಂಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮೈನಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. NIT minus NIT. From what you will minus ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ nothing. From your market prices in there you will minus. So this ones you will be minusing it from GDP at market price. This one will be GNP at market price. This one will be NDP at market price. And this will be NNP at market price. That's all. If you are able to remember this much, you should be able to aram se calculate the numericals. Now let's get to this numerical and see whether we can apply all of these things and whether we'll get the right answer or not. Okay, now let's substitute all of these things in the question, children. I'm just erasing this because I need the space to write it. Now, if you are able to write that formula in your last page as working notes or something, it will be best, so that you will get a hang of it, right? So first, ee tara questions ge you will always write what is given to you in the question. Now, what is given to you in the question? They have given you gross domestic product at market price, which is nothing but rupees 2000 crores, alva. Then net factor income from abroad in NFIA eshtiде rupees 200 crores anta ide. So write that also. Then depreciation kottidare, write that as rupees 350 crores. Okay, and last one is net indirect taxes, adunu kottidare, that is 300 crores. Okay, so clean agi idanella one below the other neat agi label baradre given anta, then it will be easy for you to substitute. Now I'll show you how to substitute, right? So first one, just idanna A anta barbitti NDP at market price anta bardi. What's the formula? I said for market price anta bantandre, then automatically you have to minus depreciation alva. So NDP, they are asking you NDP at market price. So if it is NDP at market price, you will be subtracting it from GDP at market price. So what is the GDP at market price? They have given it as 2000 crores minus depreciation yesterday rupees 350 crores. Now this is simple, just subtract the answer, you will get, I think you will get 1650. 50,007, yeah, that's perfect. Now GNP at market price, remember GDP, the brother is GNP at market price. This is the only thing that I said you should be adding. Okay, so what you will add? You will add NFIA, net factor income from abroad, for what? GDP at market price again you will add. So it will be rupees 2000 plus NFIA ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? It is 200 ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? rupees 200 crores ಇದೆ. This is in crores, children. Write the entire value as it is. So your answer will be rupees 2200 crores. That's all. Now NNP at market price, again this is market price, so remember you should be subtracting depreciation. We just calculated GNP at market price, so you will minus it from GNP market price. So what did we find? We found out this answer as rupees 2200 crores minus depreciation ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? rupees 350 crores ಇದೆ. So if you subtract this, I think you will get this kind of small subtractions. Even I find it difficult, children, so I am sure you will also find it. 21, 5, 18, 19, 20, wrong, 19, 22, 8, rupees 1850 crores. Next, NNP at factor cost. Factor cost anta ide. If it is factor cost, then what should you be doing? You should always minus indirect taxes. So the net indirect taxes, NIT, will be minus. Now from what? NNP at market price in the you will minus. What is NNP at market price? We already got it now. It is 1850 crores minus NIT ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? rupees 300 ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So if you subtract it, you will get 1550 crores. Which one is called as the national income ಅಂತ question ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Nothing much to worry. The answer is this. NNP, net national product at market at factor cost, is called as the national income. I have circled it here. It should actually be this. Whatever you just calculated previously, that itself is called as your national income. Is GNP always greater than national income? The answer is yes, it is always greater, because it will include both depreciation and your net indirect taxes. So that is why it will always be greater than national income. That's all. 6 marks. Each mark ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. If you have done your calculations correctly and if you have written the formula correctly, you will get your marks. Okay, now let's do one more question which is similar to this only, children, because ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ question bank ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. And the more questions you solve like this, the better it will be for you, alva. So the same logic now let's apply here. Similar question it is there. Again, what is given anta first barkoli neevu. What is given in this question? They have given GDP at market price. GDP at market price is nothing but rupees 1000 crores anta ide. Then what else is given? Net factor income from abroad anta kottidare, that is rupees 100 crores anta ide. Then you have depreciation, adestide 250 crores anta ide, rupees 250 crores. And NIT, net income taxes ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, indirect taxes, sorry, it is rupees 200 crores. Numbers na clean barಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, because if you make a mistake here, the whole sum will go wrong. That's why. Okay, NDP at market price we are supposed to calculate. What is NDP at market price? Like I said, when they are saying market price, you should always minus depreciation. So minus depreciation from which one? You minus it from GDP at market price. So that will be rupees 1000 crores minus depreciation ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? rupees 250 crores. That is nothing but rupees 750 crores. Now GNP at market price, I told you GNP at market price would require you to add your net factor income from abroad, right? So for this, let's write GDP at market price plus net factor income from abroad. That is nothing but rupees 1000 crores plus net factor income is how much? It is rupees 100. So it is nothing but rupees 1100 crores. Okay, that's done. Now NNP at market price, again they've asked market price anta, so that they can children, it will be minus depreciation. From where? You will minus it from GNP itself. ನೀವು ಪ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರೋ ಅದೇ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇಂದ ನೀವು ಮೈನಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. That much at least you should be able to figure it out alva. So twist madilla andre it is benefit for you only, children. So GNP at market price ಈಗ ತಾನೇ we have calculated, that is nothing but rupees 1100 crores plus depreciation, plus ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ, it is minus. So formula mistake ಆಯ್ತು ನಂದು. Minus what is depreciation value? It is rupees 250 crores. You solve that, you will get your answer. Next, NNP FC ಎಷ್ಟು? For this we need to find NNP MP, so let's calculate this. 1000, so it will basically be 800 rupees, 850 crores ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Now NNP at factor cost ಎಷ್ಟು? Now they have asked at factor cost. Factor cost andre, like I have told you previously, you should always minus net indirect taxes. From what? You will minus it from your net national product at market price. So what's your answer? NNP at market price ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿದಿವಾಗಲೇ it is 850 crores ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, minus NIT. What is NIT? They have given in the question, that is rupees 200 crores ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. So just minus this, you will get rupees 650 crores. Simple. Which one is the national income? Again same question, so your answer will be NNP FC, net national product at factor cost will be your national income. Is GNP always greater than national income? Again the answer will remain yes, because it comprises both depreciation and NIT. Adha ನೀವು ಬರಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಬರೀರಿ, there's no harm in writing it, no, just because it's ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು don't miss it. You write the keywords, that will give you full easy 6 marks. Okay, so with this, children, we have finished the first model question paper. Look at the variations, look at the number of marks we have covered. 4 marks to 2 question ittu 8, then 1 6 mark ittu 8 plus 6 14, 2 marks 1 question ittu 16 marks MCQ 1, 17 marks model question paper 1 alli it has come from numericals alva. So that means there is merit, right? So, and it is easy, children. Ide ತರ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನ 3-4 questions solve ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ that's it, it is more than enough. The pattern, the regularity is the same, right? So that's the whole reason why we are doing this video. Now let's go very quickly to model question paper 2, so that you will also be well equipped with more questions, right? So this is just a very simple question. They're asking you to find the total cost, where TFC is 200, TVC is 250. Total cost anta bantandre, any child will say, even if you are not economics, you should be able to tell this. It is nothing but the total. So TFC is 200, TVC is 225. So clearly your answer is 425, which is option C. Very simple, right? It's not a complicated question at all. Now they are asking you to calculate the marginal utility. Now what is marginal utility? It is nothing but the change in the total utility in this case, right? So how do you calculate this? Very simple formula, children. The arithmetic progression, if you have learnt in 10th standard, this is nothing but, it's very simple, right? The marginal utility of any value, MUN, is nothing but the total utility of n minus total utility of n minus 1. Ashte. That's how the formula is, right? So now how to do this anta kelidre, what is TUN andre enu, MUN andre enu? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, this is the second. 2 oranges ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಾಗ 22 units ಇದೆ, 3 oranges ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಾಗ 25 units ಇದೆ. ನೀವು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it will be like this, no, 2 units, 3 units, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 22 ಇದೆ, ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 25 ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ಲಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, 3 ಇಂದ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಯು ಆರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್ ಓವರ್ ಹಿಯರ್. TUN ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ MU3 TU3 minus TU3 minus 1, which is nothing but TU3 ಎಷ್ಟು 25 minus 3 minus 1, TU2 ಎಷ್ಟು 22 ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. So 25 minus 22 ಎಷ್ಟು, it is nothing but 3. So your answer is 3 units. ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Yeah, so that is your question. Now similar question that is given to you, this has come for 1 mark in your model question papers also. They have mentioned, in your question bank they have mentioned this. So same way, children, they have given 4 oranges is 28 units. Then fifth unit, 5 oranges ಗೆ 30 units of total utility ಇದೆ. So same formula na ಬರಿಬೇಕು ನೀವು. MUN is equal to TUN minus TUN minus 1. So MU ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ 5 is nothing but TU5 minus TU5 minus 1, which is nothing but TU5 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇವಾಗ, TU5 value is 30. This is 28, which is nothing but 2 units. Ashte. That's all. So this is your Simple 1 mark question. Yeah. Now, 2 mark question, they have asked you to calculate the value of, anybody who knows this lesson very well will know this, right? MPC plus MPS should always be 1. E relation ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ then it is very easy to find your answer. Now MPC na question ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, they have given it as 0.8. MPS we don't know, so we'll leave it as MPS is equal to 1 ಅಂತ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. MPS is equal to 1 minus 0.8 ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ 0.2. that is your answer. ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರೋದು. They have also asked you to calculate the investment multiplier. What is the formula to calculate investment multiplier? IM is equal to 1 divided by MPS. It's nothing but the ratio ashte. So 1 by MPS is nothing but 1 by 0.2. So idhan you calculate madidre you will get 5. So that's one. Let's do another question here which is very similar. Now again this is testing the same skills, right children? So MPC plus MPS is equal to 1 anta baribek neevu. That is your relation. So idralli MPC kottidare which is nothing but 0.75 anta ide. MPS now we have to calculate which is equal to 1. So MPS is nothing but 0.75 akade hodaga it becomes subtraction. So 1 minus 0.75 agutte, that is nothing but 0.25. This is your MPS calculation. The second thing they have asked you is investment multiplier. That is again like I said 1 divided by MPS. That is nothing but 1 divided by 0.25. Then you calculate madre, you will get a particular number and that is your answer. I think you will get 4 for this. So that is your answer. So very simple, right? So it's not very complicated, easy 2 marks for you. But again, a core concept niಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು how to solve it. Now, next question is one of the most commonly asked questions where they ask you to either calculate elasticity of supply, elasticity of demand. In both the cases, the concept remains the same. The idea also remains the same. So I'm going to show you how to do this. This is come in your model question paper 2 for 4 marks. Okay. So elasticity of supply or elasticity of demand anta bandaga, you need to know that there is a change in price and change in quantity alva. That you should be able to find out. If you are able to find that out properly, then your substitution of the formula and get your answer will be very easy. So how do we do this? Let's look at the question. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ when you write your price and quantity properly, okay, new price ಮತ್ತೆ give original price and new price na correct ಆಗಿ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ then it is easy. Okay, so what is your original and what is your new anta make a note. What is your original price? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ question ಓದಿ. Assume that 100 balls are produced by the firm at the market price of rupees 5. So what's your original price? Rupees 5. And what's your original quantity? 100 balls are produced. Now, when the price of the ball rises to rupees 15, new price ಸಿಗ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು ನಮಗೆ, that is rupees 15. The firm produces 1000 balls. Now they are asking you to find the price elasticity of supply. Okay, very simple. Now, what's the formula, sir? anta kelidre elasticity of supply is nothing but the change in quantity divided by the change in price into the new the original price by the original quantity. This is your simple formula. Now idralunu there's something to remember. What is this change in quantity? See, any common man person will say no, 5 rupees itto it has become 10 rupees. What's the change? 10 minus 5 rupees aito. That's what you are supposed to do. Change in quantity andre enu Q2 minus Q1, change in price andre enu P2 minus P1 into P1 divided by Q1. Originals ge compare ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So what is Q2 over here? Q2 is nothing but 1000 balls. What is Q1? 100 balls. What is P2? 15. What is original price? 5 into P1 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 5 ಇದೆ and P2 Q1 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 100 ಇದೆ. For those who didn't understand, this is P1 children. This is P2. This is Q1 and this is Q2. ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ next time questions ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು. This is just for your explanation I'm doing, right? So now if you solve this, it is 900 divided by 10 into 5 divided by 100. 5 ones are 5 twos are ಆಯ್ತು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 0 cancel ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. It's 9 by 2 which is nothing but 4.5. See, the value of elasticity is more than 1. If it is more than 1, what is it? It is elastic, greatly elastic alva. So you can say the supply price elasticity of supply is elastic, relatively high elasticity it is, no? So you can write that as your conclusion also. So this is your simple way of calculating for 4 marks. Remember, ಈ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಫೈನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಇಸ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಇಷ್ಟನ್ನು if you are able to do, you will get easily 4 marks. Very simple. It will not even take you 2-3 minutes to calculate. Theory answers andre you have to sit and keep writing. This is all very easy, as long as you know it, you should be able to do it. One more question I have for you children, very similar, same logic you can follow. This time I'll write short form. So P1 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, first original price ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, 10 rupees ಇದೆ. Q1 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, 200 balls ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. Then P2 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, price rises to 30 rupees ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, and Q2 ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ, 1000 balls ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. So this is what is given to you. Given ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದ್ಬಿಡಿ clear ಆಗಿ in your answer paper. After that you write your formula. Elasticity of supply is equal to change in quantity divided by change in price into original price by original quantity. So change in quantity andre ಏನು, Q2 minus Q1 divided by P2 minus P1 into P1 divided by Q1. So ಈಗ just substitute ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು, ಹುಷಾರಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ. 1000 divided by 2 minus 200 divided by P2 is 30 minus 10 into P1 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, 10 ಇದೆ, Q1 ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, 200 ಇದೆ. ಹಿಂಗ್ ಬರೆದಾಗ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ P2 ನ Q1 ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. Be careful, it is P1 by Q1. Okay, so now let's substitute. This is simplify it. 800 divided by 20 into 10 divided by 200. 2 zeros cancel, 2 zeros cancel, 1 0 1 0, 2 1s are 2 4s are 2 1s are 2 2. So it is 2. That is your answer. Again, this is more than 1, so we can say that it is highly elastic. So it is the conclusion you can write is that it is highly elastic, relatively high elasticity is there, right? So that's what you can write. Now let's move on to the 6 mark question. This is again from the same national income lesson itself, right? Like I have taught you the previous formulas, here also you have to apply the same formula itself. Logic ne apkadkoli, and you should be able to. MP bantandre market price, if it comes, then it is always minus in depreciation except GNP. Only for gross national product at market price we will be adding the income from net factor income from abroad. Baki elladukku, if it is market price you will always subtract depreciation. At factor cost you will always take the market price value minus the taxes, indirect taxes. Okay, if you are able to remember this concept, you should be able to do this easily. Now let's try to solve this children very quickly. What is given? GDP at market price is given, which is nothing but rupees 5,000 crores. Okay, net factor income from abroad is rupees 500 crores. Depreciation ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, rupees 450 crores ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, and net indirect taxes ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, rupees 300 crores ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Okay, so this is your given. Now you have to solve this, right? So you have to write one below the other. So A anta bardbitti, find the formula, write the answer for this. GDP at factor cost, they are asking what is GDP at factor cost. It is very simple. Whatever is at factor cost, when I said factor cost, you are supposed to always minus indirect taxes. So this is nothing but GDP at market price minus net indirect taxes, which is nothing but 5,000 minus indirect taxes ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ, it is 300. That is nothing but 4,700 rupees, 4,700 crores students. Next, NDP at market price. NDP at market price, when it is market price, remember it should always be depreciation. So from where you will minus it from? Again, GDP at market price only. So what is GDP at market price? 5,000. What is what is depreciation? Depreciation will be given to you in the question. It is 450 rupees, 50 crores, rupees 450 crores. So if you subtract this, you will get rupees 4,550 crores, I believe. Yeah. So this is your NDP at market price. Now NDP at factor cost. What is NDP at factor cost? Factor cost in the bantandre, it will always be taxes. So it will be minus NIT. That's your subtraction. Now from where you will minus it? You will minus it from your, they're asking you NDP, so it will be NDP at market price. NDP at market price, ಈಗ ತಾನೇ we have found it. It is 4550 minus NIT ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, it is 300 ಇದೆ. So it is nothing but 4,250 crores. Next, GNP at market price. This is the question where I said when it is GNP at market price, remember it will always be addition. So GDP at market price plus net factor income from abroad. So what is GDP at market price? It is 5,000. What is net factor income from abroad? It is 500. So it is nothing but rupees 5,500 crores. Okay. Now GNP at factor cost anta ide. GNP at factor cost is nothing but GNP at market price minus factor cost. So it will always be income tax, sorry, indirect taxes. So what is GNP at market price? It is nothing but rupees 5,500 crores minus NIT yesterday. NIT is 300. So it is rupees 5,200 crores. Okay. Last one is NNP at market price. NNP at market price. Market price anta aitandre it is depreciation, and they are saying NNP. So it will be GNP at market price. So what is GNP at market price? We have already calculated it as rupees 5,500 minus depreciation yesterday. Depreciation is 450. So it is rupees 5050 crores. That's all. So it's very simple. If you are able to remember the formula and if you are able to practice the logic that I have taught you, it is very easy. If you get confused, use that, calm your mind and just write it down. It will help you very well, children. So that's how you solve this big six. It looks very scary, but it's not scary. If you know the concept and if you know the logic, it should be very simple for you. So that finishes your second model paper also. Now we'll move to the third model paper and let's cover these questions also quickly. This is similar to the supply question that we had, right? So it's the same concept, children. For 1 mark they've asked you, you will just minus it, right? So D1 P, sorry, you will not minus it, you will add it, D2 plus P, right? So this will nothing but be 20 minus 2P plus 25 minus P. Same concept. Ali ನಾವು supply ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು demanding ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So it is 45 minus 3P. That's all. This is your 1 mark question. Remember to write the formula and substitute it correctly. Now the next question that they have asked you here is a 2 mark question, children. They have asked you to find the GDP deflator. Now what is the formula to calculate the deflator? I've written it here. It is nominal GDP divided by real GDP into 100. ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ರಿಯಲ್ GDP ಎಷ್ಟು, ನಾಮಿನಲ್ GDP ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ, but our order will kotrilla, so you might get confused, right? So the idea is that the nominal GDP will always be divided by the gross the real GDP, and then accordingly you will calculate, right? So what is the nominal GDP here? It is rupees 450, and what is the real GDP? It is rupees 400. So then into 100 madad maribadi, it's not just is equal to, you will not get it in decimals, although you can remember. So if you solve this, you will get an answer. I think you will get around 112 or something, I believe, if I'm not wrong. So that is your answer for this particular question. Again, formula baribeku and you should substitute. Okay, this is another question for you, which is similar to the previous question itself from your question bank. So what you are supposed to find here, you have to find the GDP deflator. Same formula, write the formula, nominal GDP divided by real GDP into 100. What's nominal GDP here? It is 330. What is real GDP? It is 300 into 100. So you cancel 1 0 1 0. This is 11, so it is 110. That is your answer. Yeah, quite simple, you know. So all your 2 mark questions, it looks very simple from the model question papers, but again, children, it's just completely left to you, right, in terms of whether you're choosing it to do or not. But my suggestion is always to try the numericals because it's very easy, just like this question that is coming up right now, which is price elasticity of demand. Now already supply ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, same logic, same concept and same idea you are supposed to apply here also. So how do you do this? Like I've told you, write P1. What is your P1? The original price was rupees 8 per apple. And what is Q1? Original quantity was 20 apples, alva? So write 20 apples. Next question, next given information to you is the new price, P2 anta baratadu. What is the new price? They have said it is increases to rupees 10 anta ide. And what is the new quantity? The reduces her demand to 16 apples anta ide alva. So that is your new quantity. So quantity price na ನೀವು ಬರೆದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ formula remains the same. It is nothing but elasticity of demand is equal to change in quantity by change in price into original price by original quantity. This is nothing but Q2 minus Q1 divided by P2 minus P1 into P1 by Q1. What is Q2? 16. What is this? 20 divided by P2 is 10. 8 into P1 is 8. And what is Q1 is 20. So let's subtract this. 16 minus 20 is negative 4, right? Negative 4 modulus after the necessity. You don't have to convert this into positive. If it is negative, put it as negative, children. No need to change. 10 minus 8 is 2 into 8 divided by 20. 2 ones are 2 fours are. That is minus 16 by 20. If you further simplify this, you will get an answer, which will be, I think, in point something, right? So 4 fours are 4 fives are, yeah, so it will be roughly in the negative 0 point something. Now if it is less than 1, then it is not it is inelastic anta baribekalva. So that is your conclusion. It's not elastic, it is inelastic. There's no if you are writing a conclusion, you will be writing it as it is inelastic. The demand is the inelastic anta baridre, you will get your full 4 mark. Now let's look at another question which is very similar to the previous question that we did, where we calculated the price elasticity of demand. So how do we go about doing this? Again, like we have already shared, you will be looking at Q1, Q2, P1, P2. That is your original quantity and the original price. Original quantity, as you say, the individual buys 15 apples is what they're saying. So right, 15 apples is Q1, and price, initial price or original price is ₹5, right? So just write that. If the price increases to ₹7 per apple, so what is P2? ₹7. And what is Q2? It will be 12 apples. You can see that it is reduced again, like in the previous question also. So now elasticity of demand formula is change in quantity by change in price into original price by original quantity. So this is nothing but Q2 minus Q1 divided by P2 minus P1 into P1 upon Q1. Be careful, do not write P1 by P2, because that's a common mistake that a lot of people will make. Now Q2 is 12, 15, P2 is 7, this is 5 into P1 is 5, Q1 is 15. So if you simplify this, minus 3, this will be divided by 2 into 5 by 15. So this is nothing but 3 ones are 3 fives are. So 1 by 2 negative. So it's 0.5, negative 0.5. Again, this is also relatively inelastic itself because it is less than 1, right? So this finishes your 4 mark questions from this paper. Oh, there's one more question which has come from market equilibrium lesson, right? Now in this question, they've given you the demand curve for cotton they have given you. Then they have said that the supply is mentioned in this way for single firm. For one firm, the supply is mentioned at the price of 30. That is also mentioned. We need to find the equilibrium number of prices. Okay. So what we can do first is you can write the demand for the demand. We can write the market demand is nothing but Q is equal to 430 minus P. Yeah, that is the demand. Now write what is the supply of a single firm is Q is equal to 20 plus P, which is nothing but Q is equal to 20 plus 30. Price is nothing but 30. They have given that in the question, children. So it is nothing but 50. So a single firm demands it for 50 quantity is what they're demanding. Now let's do the same thing for the demand also, right? 430 minus what is price? Price is 30 again. So 430 minus 30 is 400. So once you have done this, all you have to do is market equilibrium is equal to market equilibrium is nothing but the demand divided by supply, right? So which is nothing but 400 divided by 50. Market equilibrium number of firms, right? So they have asked number of firms, equilibrium number of firms, which is nothing but 8. So your answer is 8 firms. Basically 8 firms is required to create this equilibrium, right? So that's your answer. Again, very simple. As long as you are able to follow the steps, you should be able to solve this question without any problem. Again, we have a similar question from your question bank. So again, they have given the demand. Market demand is nothing but Q is equal to 200 minus P. I'm writing short forms here, children. So just focus on the steps and you can frame it as it is. Supply here is Q is equal to 10 plus P is there. So Q is equal to 10 plus what's the price? 20, which is nothing but 30. Similarly, now demand will be Q is equal to 200 minus P. P is nothing but your 20. So 200 minus 20 is nothing but 180. So your equilibrium number of firms is equal to 180 divided by 30. 3 6 are 18. So it is nothing but 6 firms. Yeah. So I think you are getting a hang of this, children. So all of these things are not at all difficult. It's just something that if you are mindful and if you are substituting properly and if you are calculating properly, you should be able to do this question. Now, this is one of my favorite questions to do and it is a 6 marker also. So it's actually a very easy 6 mark question. So how do you do this? First thing is first, read the question. They have given you the firm's short run marginal cost. So when they have given you SMCs, you need to know how to calculate your total variable cost, total fixed cost and everything, right? So be very careful. They are not giving you the variable cost, they are giving you the marginal costs. So if it is marginal, we have already done one question. It is basically the change, right? So you should actually, in this case, you should be careful and you should accumulate, you should see the cumulative elements over here. So now how do we do this? I would say draw a table and accordingly solve the questions below, right? To show all your working, write all the formula wherever it is necessary. Only that will fetch you your marks, right? So I'm making the columns. This is Q. Then they have given SMC. Now what all we should find? They have given us fixed cost. So write fixed cost also. Total fixed cost is given. Then they have given, they are asking us to find total variable cost. So TVC, total cost, then average variable cost and SAC, right? So those are the things that you should be calculating. Now write the quantity 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So make your table and copy down the numbers correctly. Don't make any mistakes when you're copying down, right? So for this, there is nothing. It is 600, 400, 300, 400 again, 600 and 900, right? So now let's find the total fixed cost is also given to in the question. So I'm going to make a note of that also next to it. Fixed cost is always there, children. This will not change even for if the quantity manufactured is also 200. Remember, fixed cost will be there. So please write it as 200 even if it is 0. Okay, now let's find the total variable cost. Like I said, it is just a cumulative, right? So 60, this will be 0, 600 will be as it is, 600 plus 400 is nothing but 1000. So what I'm doing is I'm just adding the values to the subsequent marginal cost. So 1000 plus 300 is 1300, 1300 plus 400 is 1700, this is 2300 and this is 9, 10, 11, 12, 3200. So 2300 minus 900, that's your total variable costs we have got. Now total cost, this is where I will write in the working below, I'm going to write this working cost, working column, or you can just show all your calculations, okay? Total cost is nothing but your total fixed cost plus total variable costs. So when it is 0, when the quantity is 0, total fixed cost is 200, variable cost is 0, so it is 200. So write 200 here. Similarly, when the quantity is 1, it is 200 plus 600. So 200 plus 600 is 800, write 800 here. Similarly, for the next one, when the quantity is 2, then it is 200 plus 1000. So write 1200. So like this, show the working and then put in the box accordingly. Okay, don't hurry. Just do it as it is. I'm just going to skip this element. I think you can definitely calculate this. Do not skip in your exam. You are supposed to calculate everything. Okay. Next is your average variable cost. Average variable cost is nothing but your total variable cost divided by the quantity. So remember the formula: when the quantity is 0, total variable cost is 0. This is also going to be 0. There will be no average variable cost for total variable cost. Now when the quantity is 1, total variable cost is 600. 600 divided by 1 is 600. So write 600 as it is. Next, when it is 2, total variable cost is 1000. 1000 divided by 2 is 500. So write 500 in the next box. Similarly, the next one, total variable cost is, when it is 3, it is 1300 divided by 3. You will get a decimal, so write that answer accordingly. So this is also, you should be filling it as and how you solve it. The last one is SAC calculations, which is nothing but total cost divided by the quantity, right? So what's the total cost for when it is 0? It is 200 divided by 0, which is null. Next, when it is 1, total cost is 800. When it is 1, 800 divided by 1, so it will be 800 again. Next, total cost is 1200 divided by 2 is 600. So write 600 as in so on and so forth. Yeah. So this is how you are supposed to calculate this, children. This is one of the most easiest questions that you can get for 6 marks, right? And please do not skip it. I think if you are able to practice these kind of questions, you should be able to really do well in your 6 markers. And let's hope that you get such similar question. Another question which is there in your question bank, in the interest of time, I'm not going to solve this right now, but the concept is still the same. Draw the box and write your columns accordingly. You have the same marginal cost given to you. So you need to find the variable cost by adding the cumulative variable cost, marginal cost totals. You will get your total variable cost and then apply the formula and fill the box accordingly, right? So please take a shot at this. I think that will be very good for all of you to practice once. Yeah. So with this, we have come to the practical oriented questions, the last main, which comprises of 3 questions. Out of the 3 questions, you are supposed to attempt 2. So you will get 10 marks, right? So in all your model question papers, there's a very clear pattern. The first question is around this. You have 3. I'm going to do all the 3 questions from the 3 model papers. So let's try to tackle these questions and let's see. And these are very simple. There's nothing to like really worry about at all. Let's read this. A consumer wants to consume 2 goods. The price of good X1 is rupees 6 and the price of good X2 is rupees 8. The consumer's income is 120. Answer the following questions. So how you will write this answer is basically you will write A and write the answer accordingly, right? The first one, how many X1 goods of a consumer goods a consumer can consume if the entire income is spent on that good. So the entire income, what's the income that is there? Income is rupees 120 and what is the price of X1 good is rupees 6. So essentially what you should do in this question is just divide it. 120 divided by 6 is how much? 6 ones are 6 twos are, which is 20. So that's 20 goods is what they can buy. Similarly, second one, right, what is given? Income is rupees 120. How many X2 goods? X2 goods will be rupees 8, right? So 120 divided by 8, let's cancel this. 2 4s are 2 6s are 2 2s are 2 30s are 15. So it is rupees 15. Sorry, it's not rupees. Be careful with the units. It is 15. So they can consume 15 goods, right? For because they have 8 rupees and the total income that they have is 120 rupees. So they can buy around 15. They can consume around 15 X2 goods. Now, is the slope of budget line downwards or upwards? They're asking. You can clearly see that this is 6 and this is 8, right? So it is a negative slope for sure. So it is negative 6 divided by 8. You will get an answer. So definitely it is a downward slope or a negative slope, right? Okay. Are the bundles on the budget line equal to the consumer's income or not? It is equal, right? So irrespective of how much ever they buy, it will be equal itself. So your answer to this question will be yes. The bundles on the budget line are equal to the consumer's income. Last one, if the consumer wants to have more of X1 good, X2 good has to be given up. Is it true? Yes, there has to be a sacrifice, right? So there needs to be a sacrifice of X2 goods if they have to have more. You only think here logically. If they want to buy more X1, if they, let's say I want to buy 25, then I have to reduce the number here, right? I cannot, because my income is fixed, it is 120 rupees. So if I need to buy more, then I automatically have to reduce x2, right? So it will be the case. So they have to give up, they have to sacrifice x2 goods in case if they have to buy more of x1. So you will say yes, yes, that if the consumer wants to have more x1 goods, they'll have to give up x2 goods. That much if you write, it is more than enough. So your answer is there in the question. All you need to write is yes, no, or if it is true or false, right? So this is one question. Let's move on to another question now. Okay, this is from your second model paper. A consumer wants to consume two goods. The price of good x1 is rupees 5. The price of good x2 is rupees 10. The consumer's income is rupees 200. Answer the following questions. Again, very similar questions they are. So for first one, right, what is the income? Income is rupees 200. What's the price of x1 good is rupees 5, right? So this is nothing but 200 by 5. 5 ones are 5 fours are, so rupees 40. I don't know why I'm constantly saying rupees 40, children. It is actually 40. It is actually 40 goods that they can consume. Next, similarly here, income for the second question, income is again rupees 200, and x2, price of x2 goods is rupees 10. So what will you do? It will be 200 divided by 10, which is nothing but 20. Right? So again, is the slope of a budget downward or upward? The answer is again, it is downward, because you can see a significant change, right? 5 to 10. There's a gap, right? So that's the reason why the slope will be downwards, and it will be negative itself, right? So you can, if you want, you can calculate it because it's in this manner, right? So it will be a negative slope or a downward slope. The appropriate answer to write is downward slope. Are the bundles on the budget line equal to the consumer's income or not? It is, because at the end of the day, when you add the things, you will eventually fall at rupees 200 itself. So it is equal. So you will say yes, the bundles on the budget line, the bundle here is this and this, x1 and x2 bundles, they are equal to the consumer's income. And similarly, if the consumer wants more x1 good, they have to give up x2 goods also, no? So the answer remains the same. Basically, D mate e question, your answers are always the same if you get this type of question, right? Unless they change the question drastically, which may or may not happen also. So you have to just be careful about that. Okay, this is the similar question from your the third model paper. Again, the answers would be the same. In the first case, you are just dividing. So this will be 300 divided by 15. You will get your answer. Second one will be 300 divided by 25. You will get your answer, because you can see the difference in terms of how the prices are increasing. So this will be a downward slope. Are the budgets on the budget line equal? Yes, they are equal to the consumer's income. And the last one is, if the consumer wants to have more of x1 good, then they have to sacrifice or they have to give up x2 good. That's all. Simple. So this is your first practical oriented question. I hope you get this question so that you can easily get off 5 marks without any problem. The next one is about graph, right? So this is also a very important question. Last year in your first paper, again, they had asked a similar question like this in PUC itself, right? Again, anybody who does not know economics also can easily identify the answer to this question. So basically, they are saying draw a diagram for the following table and identify the equilibrium point, equilibrium price, equilibrium quantity, excess demand and excess supply in the diagram. So basically, first you should plot the graph, children. And once you plot the graph, you need to write all the required points. Okay. Now, how do you do this? See, graph sheet you can draw it even in the lines also, and that should be enough, right? So clearly, x-axis, y-axis, and the x-axis will be their quantity, demand, and supply. And this is your price. Y-axis will be your price. Okay. So don't forget to write all of these things. Take units properly. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ prices ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು 1 2 3 4 5 ಅಂತ ಬರಿತಾ ಇದೀನಿ. ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡೆಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಪ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 20 ಇಂದ 60 ತನಕ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ 10 20 30 40 50 a little bit more 60. Okay. So plot madadmele now we just have to, once you finish drawing this, you just have to plot the thing, right? Okay, after you have done this, all you have to do is just plot the points, right? So now let's start plotting the points. First, to demand the plot madana. then we'll plot supply so that you don't get confused. Okay, so price 1 irvaga demand will be 60, price 2 irvaga demand will be 50, so market at 50, price 3 irvaga demand will be 40, so market here, price 4 irvaga demand will be 30, market here, and 5 irvaga demand will be 20. Now similarly supply ge 1 irvaga supply will be 20, 2 irvaga supply will be 30, 3 irvaga supply will be 40, 4 irvaga supply will be 50, and 5 irvaga supply will be 60. So just draw the lines as a straight line, use the pencil and the scale properly. Okay, once you have done this, you will get your answer, children. Okay, so once you have plotted this graph, now you need to write the details, right? So first to equilibrium point. Equilibrium point is nothing but E, where the price is 3 and quantity demanded and supplied is 40 units, alva. So that is your first point that you will write. Adadmele you should write what is your equilibrium price. Equilibrium price is at 3. Adike ನೀವು dotted lines eliyadu. So when price is 3, that is when equilibrium price will be achieved. Then equilibrium quantity is nothing but 40 units. Now excess demand yavagirutte, this is excess demand, so MP. Okay, when it is less than 3, then there will be, when the price is less than 3, then there will be excess demand, and when the price is more than 3, which is basically AB, that is excess supply anta baradre you will get your full 5 marks. Okay, diagram is important, labeling and marking of the on the diagram is also very very important. Let's do another question from your second paper. Again, the same concept itself. They are testing you whether you are able to identify these key points in the thing, right? So same way, draw the graph. If you see the quantity, it is all increasing by 5s. So maybe I will increase illi quantity demanded and supplied. Full forms bariri, I am writing short forms here. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, origin. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, just in case 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, when we'll plot the quantity demanded. 1 irvaga 25 baratte, so here. 2 irvaga 20 baratte, so it will be here. 3 irvaga 15, 4 irvaga 10, 5 irvaga 5. So this is your supply, demand, right? Now for supply, 1 irvaga it is 5, 2 irvaga it is 10, 3 irvaga it is 15, 4 irvaga it is 20 and 25. So just join these two lines. I'm sorry I missed the mark here, so you draw it neatly, children. So this is your equilibrium point. So same thing you will write again. Your equilibrium point is at a point where the price is 3 and when the quantity is demanded and supplies are at 15 anta baradre you will get your first two answers. Equilibrium price is nothing but 3 rupees, equilibrium quantity is 15 units. Excess demand, this is your, you can name this as AB, this is excess supply, and this from here it will be excess, you can write it here itself, excess demand. Okay, very simple, not to worry about at all. It will give you easily 5 marks if you are able to do the diagram properly and if you are able to name the things properly. Okay, another question is there. In the interest of time, I'm not going to do that question. I'm sure you can try it out by yourself, so take a screenshot and try it out. Now let's look at the last practical oriented question, children, which is again an easy 5 mark question, right? So they have asked you to find the different blanks that are missing here. This is related to the value added concept. So value added, you should know the formula is nothing but total production minus intermediate goods used. E formula niಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ then you can do anything in this. It is just basically calculation ಅಷ್ಟೇ, that's all. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ value added ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕು. So which is nothing but wheat of ಬರೀತಾವಾಗ please just don't write the table, you have to show the working, children. So value added we need to find. Total production is 3,500, intermediate goods used is 0, so the answer will be 3,500. Okay, second one again we have to find total production. Value added ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So second one is flour. Okay, so ಇದಕ್ಕೆ value added ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, they have given 1,300. total production ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, minus intermediate goods ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ 3,500 ಇದೆ. So total product ನ ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿತಿರುವಾಗ ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ ನೀವು. So 1,300 plus 3,500 which is nothing but 4,800. So here it is 4,800. Oh, sorry, 4,800. Okay, next one, bread. So bread is equal to anta baradbitti. Now let's find what is missing. We have to find intermediate goods used. Value added ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 1,200 ಇದೆ. Total production ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? 6,000 ಇದೆ. And intermediate goods used ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. So bring this side and bring this side. So 6,000 minus 1,200 is nothing but 4,800. So your answer is 4,800, children. ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಗೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೀಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವೆರಿ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಡೂ ದ ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. Total production they are asking you again, which we have to do in the similar manner. So it will essentially be 6,000 plus 6,000 plus 1,000, which is nothing but 7,000. So this answer is 7,000. ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ you will get your goods value added total ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. So it is nothing but 0, 0, 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Your answer is 7,000 is your answer. That's it. Isn't it so simple? It's just basic addition, subtraction. If you are able to do, I'm sure you will be able to do well in this question. We'll do one more question, one last question before we close out this video. So same concept, children, same logical you should use. Value added is nothing but total production minus intermediate goods used. So first one again, wheat kandidibeku. So here they have given, we need to find value added, which is direct. So 700 minus 0 is equal to 700. So write off the answer as 700 here. Next one is total production kandidibeku. So they have given us value added, which is 200. Total production gottilla minus 700. So bring this 700 this side. It is nothing but 900. So your answer is 900. Okay, now let's do this question. Value added is 300. 300 is equal to total production is 1,200 minus intermediates good used. Namage adu gottilla yenanta. So bring this side and bring this side. So 1,200 minus 300 is equal to 900. So your answer is 900 here. And the last one is, again we have to find total production. So total production kanidibekandre we have given value added kottidare. Total production we don't know. So TP hangerli minus 1,200. This you bring it this side. So 1,200 plus 300 is equal to 1,500. So this is 1,500. So ಈಗ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ 7 plus 3 10 1,000 1,500 is your final answer. ಅಷ್ಟೇ, simple. So that is your question from your practical oriented questions, model paper 2. Now there's one more question from model paper 3. This I think you can definitely try it by yourselves, children. So with this we come to the end of this video. It's been a long video, I know, but at the same time I had a lot of fun doing this video, because my intention for doing this video is that I want all of you to be completely thorough with the numericals that comes from the model question papers. And of course, I'm not saying that these questions you will get perfect marks. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that if you practice these questions, there is a high chance that you might get these type of questions, which will boost your confidence a little bit more, right? And that's the whole intention of doing these videos, so that you know how you are supposed to answer these questions. Second intention of this video is, like I said, numericals indane nimage almost 12 to 16, 17 marks barutte. So hang bartarvaga, why should you leave it? Especially in your part A, B, C, D. Okay, so totally nimage almost 20-25 marks bartade andre, then definitely you should take a shot at doing it, along with theory. So that is the intention for doing this video. I hope this is helpful for all of you, and I hope you continue to practice more questions from your question bank, more different type of practical questions that are there, and which will make you feel very, very confident in the examination, which you will be writing on Tuesday, right? So on that note, I will take your leave right now. If you have any questions, please put those questions in the chat, and I hope we can respond to them. Refer to the question bank. I think you will get a lot of questions from that as well, and practice as many questions as possible from their old papers as well. So thank you so much, all of you. All the best for your exams. I'll see you all soon.